Well, a very good evening to you on what is pretty close to an ideal evening for football. There is barely a cloud evident. The world and his wife have gone to great lengths to be here for a match of great consequence and massive interest in these parts. Barely a breath of wind, so the football has no excuses for not being at its very best. The teams I know are pumped for this. They are fantastic scenes in the stands. There is a great sense of drama here, a great sense of excitement and expectation. Well, this is the scene inside the 54,000 all-seater Johan Cruijff Arena, decked out in that hugely familiar livery of the club that the great man himself, Cruijff, represented. Jim, how are you reading the formation?
Well, a system promoted by the rise of total football, Peter. The wider players in the front three are key operators in how it all works on and off the ball. They have to provide for the central striker, of course, and protect their fullbacks, so they'll get few breathers. If these two don't make a good impression, there are quite good replacements on the bench.
So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Yeah, Leroy Sané. He's one of the most fleet-footed players around, Peter, and a massive threat with the ball at his feet. He knows where the goal is too, and his finishing is both precise and very effective. He's going to add a real dynamism to this forward line, either looking for the through ball on the counter or taking on his man and going on his own.
Yeah, he'll be looking for a goal or two. But it's with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, that was a mini show of self-confidence. It may spark another try or another trier.
Windal gets it back. That's one way of trying to make things happen. There's a few who could follow that example. Played in by Sané. It back, plays it out to the flank. Berghaus clips one through. Oh, managed to get it away. Wijndal.
Well, the favourites certainly are starting like favourites. They're the ones who are very much on the front foot.
Ajax have a free kick. Wijndal. It's a corner. Out to the left it goes.
Well, you can see what they're trying to do here, Peter. You know, get the ball into wider areas.
Yeah, there is a very visible, a very definite pattern here.
Well, that's where the space is, and it's quite simple. It's just going to stretch that defence, isn't it?
And they've got it back as soon as they gave it away. Bardazzi. Has a hit! That has certainly tested the keeper.
Bardazzi is very sporting here to acknowledge the quality of the save. A lovely little footballing moment.
Berghaus. Van den Booman. Singo. Over to the left. Yilmaz. Still goalless at the moment. Torreira gets himself into trouble and he's lost it. Weghorst displaying his defensive capabilities there. That's no striker's tackle.
I think it's great to see that kind of application and desire from a forward who wants to help out his defence. I think, you know, any good team really, your striker should be the first line of that defence, and he's delivering.
Out to the right. Gabriel showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Cuts it out. Yilmaz. Gundogan. Gundogan goes looking. Götze. No goals as yet. Götze. Now it's Weghorst. Good challenge, excellent challenge. El Mali. Oh, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. Sanchez, played out to the right. That'll be a throw. Gundogan. Referee's had a look and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So neither team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. An interesting game up to now, still goals. Ajax head to the dressing room, not yet having broken through. Tight, cagey game. Neither team any further forward than they were when they started out. If you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Well, the first half didn't really produce the goals we'd have liked. Hopefully they've been safe for the second. For that to be the case, though, we'll need to see more energy and invention early on.
Gundogan. Gabriel. Osimhen spreads it towards the left. Plenty waiting in the middle. Gabriel plays it out to the wing. Deflected behind for a corner kick. They've played it short. Flings it across. Knocks it away. Gabriel. El Mali. Van den Booman. Gueye. And if you did take an extended half-time break, you'll be relieved to hear that you have missed nothing. Ball's gone out of play. Play for a throw. Regier hoists it high. And that's been levered clear. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. Weghorst has a hit! It's in! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Now that's what I call finishing, right in the corner. He knew instinctively who was where and didn't need to waste any time weighing things up. That's a cracking goal.
Ajax take the lead, 1-0.
Well, we certainly had to wait for it, Peter. Now a difficult decision. Is it stick or twist?
Torreira. Sanchez to play it forward. Weghorst. Now it's Berghaus. Gets away from his opponent. He's gone for it! A potential goal of the season contender, if only.
Well, at least the crowd are appreciative of his efforts.
Yilmaz. Referee's given a throw.
But this is exactly the approach they have to take now, Peter.
Well, hit and hope is just about the sum of it, isn't it, Jim?
Just has to be done.
Now it's Weghorst. Weghorst floats one over. Torreira. Sane pushes to get on the end of it. Oh, he's not going to get that. Berghaus. Weghorst gets up to head it! Oh, just needed a better contact.
I have to commend the wing play, but I have to condemn the defending. They've got to stop the cross.
Ah, now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. Osimhen did well to step in there, that was more than necessary. Galatasaray retain the ball, but are seemingly in no rush to break forward. Out to the right, well, they can break here.
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
Sanchez with the crossfield ball. Gundogan threads one through. And it's Gundogan. Galatasaray cannot afford for this to peter out. There just isn't time left. Beautifully done. Needs a quality cross. Torreira! He's done very well to get to that.
Torreira sparked a tremendous stop there, and I think it's fair to add, he just wasn't expecting it.
Tries to dink it in.
Galatasaray have a simple task to find something sustained now and keep the pressure on. Well, he's worked so hard for his side, as you would expect, but you couldn't help notice that he was starting to labour a bit, so it's no surprise.
2 minutes to be added on. Ajax are minutes away from a notable win. Van den Boeman. And that will be the final act. What a game. End to end, it flew by, and in the end, it came down to just the odd goal.
Yeah, it was a fairly stern test with very little between two teams that scrapped for everything.